Mic check, 1, 2. Mic check. Echo. Okay, can you hear me? Sorry, everybody. Can you hear me? Hello, hello. No echo? Hello, hello, hello. I know it went dead. Okay, trying this again. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yes, I did. Go to my Facebook and it should say reload it. Hello, hello. Is it working now? Sorry for the technical. Well, yeah, there's going to be a couple second delay from when you hear me to when it goes on. Okay. We'll get started very shortly, everybody. Give me just a moment. Okay, everybody. For better or for worse, it's getting started right now. So, this is gonna be an hour of self-care, and it's me. I'm gonna practice what I preach. I'm gonna try to minimize the preaching, maximize the practicing. But that being said, I am gonna spend a couple minutes just explaining some of the techniques and some pointers, and definitely if there's any warnings or dangers or any known things like that, I definitely have to let you know all about that. And this is my first attempt at this. I have all these ideas to build it out, add and subtract, but we'll see how it goes for tonight. We'll keep it relatively simple. So it's going to be broken into 3 parts. There's going to be some breathing techniques, and these breathing techniques are going to be specifically for relaxing yourself, preparing yourself for sleep, being in a peaceful place, more on the restful healing side of things. Then I'm going to talk a little bit about some self-massage, and we're going to focus today for the hands and the forearms, and do some gentle movements and some gentle stretching with that. And then the third part of this will be some self-hypnosis. I'll guide you into a hypnosis session, and it'll be self-hypnosis because I'll point. Okay. So it's self-hypnosis because you can use those techniques that I'm going to be laying out for yourself and by yourself, and you can go into this restful healing place and do some work. And so that's the basic kind of guidelines. I'm going to try to chop it into 3 pieces. I'm going to do my best to keep an eye on the clock and keep it for an hour, and just let this be an hour for yourself. You made this time to open this up and check it out, and so just experiment, play with it. That's the best spirit to approach any of these things. It's not too serious. I'm going to be not too serious myself, and yeah, just come along for the ride. Let's go together. And that being said, I'm just introduce myself very briefly. My name is Jean-Pierre Nicoul. I'm a pain relief expert. I do orthopedic massage, and I also am a hypnotherapist. And through the course of my career, I've really noticed that relaxation is a skill, and it's a skill that people, some people just kind of have it naturally, but some people really desperately need to learn it, and myself included. And there's such a depth that you can get for learning how to relax and relax quickly and easily and on demand. Sometimes you only have a few minutes between stressful things, and if you can take those few minutes to go into this healing place and this relaxing mode, you can get so much out of it rather than just buzzing with stress and anxiety and those kind of things. So let's jump into it. Enough preaching, huh? So the first technique is going to be breathing. It's going to be breathing that emphasizes, we're going to be emphasizing the exhale mostly, because the exhale is the more relaxing part of the breath. The inhale is the more active part of the breath, more invigorating. The exhale tends to be what slows you down, relaxes you, helps you drift to sleep, etc., etc. So starting off, we're going to use what's called a box breathing technique. It's a fancy way of just saying we're going to have the inhale, we're going to have it last for approximately 4 seconds. So it's going to be 4 seconds in, hold it for 4 seconds, breathe out for 4 seconds, hold with no breath for 4 seconds. If that's too much for you, if you feel like you're holding your breath or really struggling at any point, you can cut that down to 3 seconds, you can cut that down to 2 seconds, you can cut that down to 1 second. What's most important is that a 4-second breath cycle is much longer than a normal breath. Right? Normally a breath is just maybe a few seconds, so at most. So this is going to be a much longer, elongated breathing cycle. So I'm gonna prompt you with this. Just breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold with no breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, simple enough. So let's get started. We'll do it together. And breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Out. 2, 3, 4. Retain, no breath. 2, 3, 4. In. keep going. In, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's shake it off. Let's take a break and just notice if you notice anything different for yourself. I only did a few cycles of it because I was talking so much, but I can already start to feel that difference in my body from taking those long, deep breaths. I'm familiar with it, so I know when the changes are happening. So notice for yourself what's changing. Just take a few moments. If you're out of breath at all, just catch your breath. Take it easy. We're going to do a few more cycles of that. So let's shake it up. Let's get ready and breathe in. Hold. Out. Hold with no breath. In. Hold. Out. Hold. In. Hold. Out. Hold. In. Hold. Out. In. Hold. Out. Hold. One more time. In. Okay. So I wasn't really keeping track, to be honest, but roughly around 10 breaths. And those 10 breaths took several minutes instead of them just being a few seconds. So that's one technique. And that's a really good technique. It's very balanced. So you can use it if you're kind of feeling sleepy and want to pick yourself up, or you can also do it if you're overactive and you want to regulate yourself down. It's a very good kind of centering in the middle, balanced. But now we're going to go and we're going to emphasize the exhale. So what we're going to do is we're going to breathe in just for about a second or two, and then we're going to exhale for twice as long. Let the exhale last twice as long. And when you do that, you emphasize this releasing, this letting go, this deflating, this emptying phase of the breath. That tells your nervous system, that tells your mind that everything is okay, you can release, you can let go. The in part of the breath is the more active, it's the preparation, it's the getting ready, it's the juice, it's the gas, it's the fuel, it's the foot on the gas pedal, all that good stuff. And the exhale is the break, it's the relax, it's the release, it's the drift off to sleep. So by emphasizing that cycle of the breath, we're gonna tell our nervous system that's what we want for ourselves. I love this phrase, the mind controls the body, but the breath controls the mind. So let us use our breath as a tool to control our mind right now. So again, breathe in, this will be the prompt. This will be the prompt to breathe out. Breathe in and out. And let it be smooth and let it be even, soft. Now we're going to do it a little bit longer. So maybe a 2-second inhale. Let's let the exhale last about 6, 7 seconds. So it's going to be 3 times longer or more. Let's do it now. In, out. 1, 2, and out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In. 1, 2. Out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Shake it out. Check in with yourself. Sense. What do you feel? Do you feel anything in your body? Do you notice any shifts, any changes? Pay special attention to those. By doing that, you add emphasis. You add an exclamation point, and that lets your system know, your body know that these changes have happened, and it gives you that little hit of dopamine, that little hit of serotonin, that positive things have changes. It's a little reward. It's a self-rewarding system that feeds in to yourself, taking care of yourself. Okay, and the third breath I was going to talk about for tonight, it's very simple. We're going to leave all the counting and all those things out the window. We're going to emphasize, just put your hands over your heart. This is the left side of my chest. Your heart is just a little off-centered, a little down here. And just breathing, and use your imagination. So picture, pretend, act as if you could breathe in directly into your heart, the air just going into your heart here, and exhale through your chest, through your ribs. So this is called a heart breath. And just breathing in and just imagining, I even picture that there's some nostrils, or some sort of nostrils in my chest, and that's taking in the air here, and then exhale, just breathing out. So just, I'm going to be pretty silent here. I'm going to do it for myself as well, but just hold your hands over your chest and feel your heartbeat, feel your breath sinking into your nervous system of your body. You might notice it just naturally gets a little bit deeper with time. All right, so welcome back from that. And yeah, once again, just check in with yourself. What do you notice? What has shifted? What has changed? I don't know if it's just me, I'm plugged into these kind of things, but people talk a lot these days about the vagus nerve. It's the longest nerve of the body. It goes all the way down through into your intestines. You can't really see that part of my body, I guess. It goes all the way down, innervates your intestines, your reproductive organs as well. So that nerve can be, when that nerve is activated, it activates your digestion, your respiration, breathing into that lower lobes, this lower part of your rib cage that we've been playing around with. That activates that vagus nerve. It gets you into this this mode, being, it's called the parasympathetic mode, but people know fight or flight, And this is the opposite. This is rest and digest. I call it healing mode. This is where all the healing of the body takes place. When you're sleeping, you have to be in this phase, this parasympathetic phase, to really get the benefits of sleep. You need to digest your food. If you gobble down your food and run to a meeting and are all stressed and stuff like that, you're not really in this mode. That food's not going to be digested quite the same as if you take a few moments to activate and let this part of your being have its time. And the more time we can spend intentionally in this place each day, the better it is for all of us, myself included. So we spent a few minutes there previously. So we're going to do more for it as well. And I could talk about any of these subjects for an extended period of time. I'm going to try to pace it out over. I intend to do this, if not every Tuesday, then 2 Tuesdays a month. So stay tuned. I'll drip feed all the information, but I'll try not to talk too much. So this is the next part. Is self-massage. Massage is a really important tool for so many things. People know the physical aspects of it, right? You're mechanically affecting the tissues and the sinew and the muscle and the tendons, all these things. But there's other layers to it as well. There's an emotional layer to it. There's a mental layer to it. Your thoughts. You're putting your focus into your body rather than just being in this tape recorder of this voice in your head just chattering all day long. Now you're actually putting your awareness into your body, into the nerves of your body, spending some time there. So that's one thing I'd like to emphasize. So I'm just, no tools required, but I'm just going to share. This is like a little Theracane type of thing. This thing costs like 30, 35 bucks. A lot of people have them laying around the house and just don't know how to use them. So I'll point to this thing and just demonstrate how it can be used. It's a really great tool, but again, not required. This is like a smaller, like little hand tool. I bring this thing with me everywhere. I know for you, your dirty minds, some of you might be thinking this is for other purposes. You can use it that way if you want, but you can also use it for massage. So it's a little hand tool like this. I bring this everywhere with me. It's like in my luggage when I travel and stuff. And you might see me in public just working on myself. And I do this just to save. I use my hands a lot, right? I massage people. All my time off, my hands are sore. This helps keep the pressure off my hands and just use a physical tool. But you can be creative. You can find anything that's rounded. Basically, it does, as long as it's not pointy. Pointy equals stabbing. We're not going to stab ourselves. So I literally went to the kitchen and found like a spoon that I used to cook oatmeal this morning, and I washed it off. You might see some oatmeal on there. But the point of this end of it is not pointy. It's nice and rounded. So I could even use this and massage myself with this even. Or you could use like a river rock. Next time you're walking by the ocean or a river and you find a nice smooth stone that fits your hand well, you can do that. I don't have one of those around me right now. And the other thing too is just if your skin is really, really dry, it's not going to feel pleasant. It's going to be a burning kind of sensation, and you want your skin to move and glide and slide just a little bit. So if you need a little bit of help with that, this is literally just some olive oil, and I'll just stick my finger like that and just rub it in the area a little bit. A little bit goes a long way. So if you need a moment, just run down to your kitchen, get some olive oil and an oatmeal stirring spoon. But so we're gonna focus on the hands today. Some of the most sensitive parts of our entire body, so it's a good place to start for that reason. It's about a quarter of the joints of our entire body are from our wrist up. We're going to do a little bit for the forearm as well, but the emphasis is going to be on the hands and fingers. We all spend so much time typing and doom scrolling on our phones all day that our hands are really taking a beating. And we need this dexterity for our whole life. It's good to, and I work with people that are older in age, and arthritis sets in, and it really affects people. So we're gonna stave that off as much as possible. I'll talk a little bit about like some of the postural things and stuff like that, but again, I'm not gonna try to lecture everyone. So I'm gonna just start off with actually the neck and down. We're gonna do some just gentle joint movements. So I'm gonna have you just try to keep your spine and everything just as much in place as possible. And just turn your head a little bit to the side. Don't try to stretch it. Just go to the end range of motion comfortably. And you can add some breathing in, breathe out, breathe in, whatever feels right. We're not going to get too technical with this. Just go to the, if you feel pain, say for example, if I feel pain here, don't push past the pain. Just go right to the point of pain. Just bump up against it, but then back off. This is not a part where we're challenging our body. We're just getting movement in our joints. So that, now keep everything fixed here. Just try to tilt the head. Bringing ear to the shoulder. Right, I'm not bringing my shoulder to my ear. All this fixed. Just moving it side to side. Yes, and keep breathing at your own pace. I'm not going to be too technical about the breathing for this part, but you want a good, even breath. Don't hold your breath at any point. It's just checking with your breathing often. And now this is kind of a funny one. Is going to be we're going to go front and back. So stick your neck out like a chicken, and then tuck it back in. And I feel a little bit of pull in my back as I go back this way. So I'm just going to cut it short. I'm not going to go to that point. I'm just going to bump right up against it. But then I'm not going to challenge myself at this time. This is just getting movement, getting warmth, getting the fluid inside of your joints, synovial fluid. It moves with movement. And if you don't move your joints, that fluid gets sticky and gunky. It's like motor oil that's never been cleaned. So let's clean it up. So now we're going to focus on the shoulder a little bit. Just going to do some circles. You can't really see that well, I guess. Let me, yeah, just a circle above your head. And then you can switch the direction. Now this lower part of the circle, just let gravity, I'm kind of close to the ground, but just I'm letting gravity hold it, and I'm just making circles. Let's see if we can adjust this a little bit. And yes, there's all this. I'm in my playroom right now for my young son, so there's all sorts of weird toys in the background. Don't focus on that. So just letting my arms swing. And if there's any pain in your range of motion, if you can't really reach your shoulder up like this, then emphasize the opposite. Say that again. Emphasize the other half of the motion. So if I can't really, if I have pain and trouble up here, spend more time down here. But yeah. And my wife is upstairs. She's my technical team, so you might hear her yelling down to me or me yelling up to her. Okay. We're gonna do the other shoulder. And you might hear all sorts of popping and cracking and all that kind of stuff. As long as it's not painful, that's fine by me. Just make sure if something does hurt, just don't push past it. Go be gentle, slow down, maybe make it a smaller circle if you need to. If this is all you have, right now, then just respect it and own it. And just live with it and just really hear it out. It's your pain is telling you something right now, so we're just listening. And now the lower part of it. Now the elbow. So we're just gonna straighten and bend our elbow. So just that a few times. And if you want to get a little bit fancy, you can do an arms, you can do a circle with your elbow. So I'm keeping this in place and I'm just letting my forearm do a little circle. Switch directions. Another way, other arm, this left arm now. Arm circles, forearm, elbow circles. Other direction. I do these about 3 times. The wrist. So we're going to just start off bringing the wrist, all my forearm and all this is going to be static. I'm going to just push my wrist up and then push my wrist down. So we're going to do that 3 times. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Now side to side. I'm going to push it left. I'm going to push it out to the right, out to the left. So back and forth a few times like that. See, change the angle like that. There you go. If you want to get fancy, you don't have to. You can do a circular motion. Up, left, down, right. This is my right arm. And as I'm doing this, I'm feeling all sorts of movements in my joints, all sorts of popping and cracking and adjusting. The joints, they're kind of rubbing and playing themselves out, and they're finding space and they're settling back into the positions that they are happiest in. And if I find a place that's a little bit like, oh, like right here, I can feel, ouch, this part's not really, I'm right at the barrier of it. I can slow down and kind of cut the motion short a little bit. And then I'm going to emphasize the lower half of that circle and just spend a little time there. Now that joint is pushing down towards the ground, and that helps it free up, and it feels better. So let's switch. So up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, side to side. In circular motion. Okay, now the fingers. We're going to just individually circle the fingers. Just do it about 3 times each. And then switch direction. I can feel a lot of stiffness in my hands. I use my hands. I'm a massage therapist, and I saw, I saw 2 clients today, so my hands are feeling some of those effects, and so I'm just gently just moving them. I switch to my middle finger in the other direction. Other hand, thumb. Pointer finger. Middle finger. The I love you in traffic finger. Ring finger. Pinky. Just gonna check in. Keep those motions going for yourself. Okay. So that's just the gentle movement part of it. So now we're going to get to the massage part. And again, if you need a little bit of lubrication or emollient, as we like to call it, just a little bit of olive oil and just rub it around. So we're going to start off. I'm going to use my right hand on my left thumb. And I'm just going to take the tissue of my thumb here. And I'm just going to gently push and squeeze. And I'm going to squeeze back this way. How about now? It should be back now. Hello, hello? Yes. Okay. If anyone stuck around for that, thank you. And I'm back. I was using my AirPods, and then it got a phone call, and then it wouldn't let me use them anymore. So, need technology. Anyway, all right. Let's take a few deep breaths. I'm gonna check back in with myself. Okay. So we're gonna do a little bit of massage for the fingers now, and we're just gonna gently. I'm gonna do a pinching motion, and I'm just gonna slide, and I'm gonna drag the tissue up around the bone of my finger. I know it's kind of bright. Hold on, let me turn this down a little bit, see if you can see a little better. Okay, so I'm just gonna feel the bone, pinch around the bone, and I'm just gonna slide and glide and allow that tissue to just move up. There's actually no muscles in this part of your finger; it's all tendons. But those tendons, they can get kind of glued and stuck to one another. So we're just gliding, and I can even just kind of move them back and forth like that. So just at your own pace, if you're checking that out, just just slide. Think of the bone as like kind of a tube, and you're just kind of sliding all those tendons and all the skin and tissues around. You might feel a little bit of crunchiness as you're doing that. I'm going to do it on my thumb on this side, just pushing the tissues around the bone in my finger. And again here, pointer. And as I'm doing that, I can even just feel some of the joints are just popping and cracking and get. So just like that, I'm just kind of pinching and moving, pinching, and then you can even just slide your finger around underneath the pressure. Okay, so that's that. Now we're going to do a little bit of a pinch. This meaty part here. Don't go too close to the joint here. That's a nerve in there that will not feel great. So just do a little bit of pressure here. Let me do it the other way. I'm going to pinch, and I'm just going to find some of the tender parts in there. And now I'm going to just move my thumb, actually. So if you find a part that's a little bit tender, you don't have to go to the point of pain. Just put a little bit of pressure and now slide the fingers underneath it, your finger. So I'm just extending my thumb away and just change your grip a little bit. Moving, moving, moving. And now I'm moving to the space in between my metacarpals. You have bones running like that, and you have some of the muscles of your hand in between. So I'm just taking my fingers, doing a little bit of squeeze and just kind of moving through. Or you can do it statically. You can kind of pinch and extend your fingers and moving to the next bone over. And here between the pinky and opening. And yeah, you might even notice if you go in between the knuckles here in this space, doing a little bit of pinching, tends to be pretty tender in there. So we're going to switch hands. We're going to do some pinching. And I'm going to just, the space, the webbing between my thumb and my pointer finger, I'm going to find an area that's a little bit tender. And now I'm going to move my thumb side to side, back and forth, in and out. Just move it like that. There we go. Ooh, and I feel it loosening up and everything sliding and gliding a little more easily. And now I'm just moving again that space in between my fingers, putting a little bit of pressure, and you can just wiggle your fingers. Yeah, I'm just gonna put my hand in them. You don't need to see my pretty little face for this. Okay, so like that, and sliding through here, and now for here. There you go. So that's a little bit of hand massage. You can do some very gentle tractioning. You can take the finger, the joint, and just pull it very gently outwards, like this direction. So I'm just pulling this way. And after, since you've loosened the tissues up a little bit, I find it easy to, there you go. I don't know if you heard that one. All right. So that's a little bit of hand massage. With that break that was not intended, we've gone a little bit over this part, but so I had more intended for the hand massage part of it, but we're going to skip to the third section now. It's going to be a little bit of a hypnosis session, and all hypnosis is self-hypnosis. And I say that because it's not something I can make you do. I can't make you experience this thing. I can be a guide for you, and I can lead you to that place. And if you choose to do the things I'm mentioning, then for yourself and by yourself, you'll naturally go to this state of mind. Hypnosis, I like the definition that it's the final stage right before you fall asleep, before you lose consciousness.
And normally it's just, maybe it's just a few seconds, maybe it's a few minutes, where you kind of lose track of like time and space. You don't know if it's been 5 minutes, or sometimes it feels like it's been 5 hours and it's been 1 minute, or vice versa. When you have those nights where you don't really feel like you're sleeping, you're kind of staying in that place for a really long time, but not in a good way. But we're gonna go to that place, and we're gonna spend, instead of just spending a few moments, we're gonna spend a chunk of time, a few minutes, and we're gonna go there with an intention. So the intention I'm gonna offer for tonight is that, since it's towards the end of the night here, I'm gonna offer some suggestions for having a restful night's sleep. Excuse me. I'm gonna have a sip of water. For having a restful night's sleep, for letting the state of sleep just effortlessly drift over your being, having a deep, restful night's sleep, waking refreshed in the morning. So those are going to be the suggestions I offer to you. And for future sessions, I'm going to talk more about customizing hypnosis, making it your own, adding your own intentions and affirmations, and how to make those more powerful. But for today, just follow along as you choose. So get in a nice, comfortable place, a place where you can relax your body as much as possible. I don't have a seat, but I would say be in a seat. Obviously, don't be driving machinery. Don't be juggling machetes while you're doing this. Don't multitask. Just, if you have the time now, lay down or semi-recline in something that's comfortable, supports your body. If you don't have that time for right now, I would say just you can watch this later. You can try it again with me later. So don't multitask. All right. So all that out of the way, just comfortably reclined. We're going to take a few deep breaths in, just as we practiced before. We're going to breathe in, hold it for a moment, and breathe out slowly and under control. Let a normal, natural rhythm of breathing resume. And now again, a nice deep breath in. Hold it for just a moment. Breathe out. Let the exhale last twice as long as the inhale. Normal, natural rhythm of breathing. And for a third time, nice deep breath in. Hold it for just a moment and then breathe out. A normal, natural rhythm of breathing resumes. And now I'm going to have you try not to move your head. Just open your eyes. Find a spot that's a little bit above your eye level, on the wall or on the ceiling. Find a point. Stare at it. And breathe out. Let your eyes close. Relax. Breathe in. Let your eyes open. Find that spot. And exhale. Let your eyes roll back down to neutral. Let them relax. Every time this process happens, it allows a little bit of drifting even deeper every time. And for a third time, eyes open. Find that spot. Release, relax, let your eyes go. Let them go to neutral. And just noticing now your breathing. As you shift your awareness inside of your body, you may begin to notice your breathing gets a little bit deeper. Shifting the awareness now to your throat, into your mouth, you might notice kind of a dryness on the lips, the urge to swallow. For myself, there it goes. And for your eyes underneath your eyelids, if they haven't closed yet, comfortably close them down, and just noticing if there's any small motions of the eyes under the eyelids. At some point, you'll begin to notice a slight fluttering of the eyes under the eyelids. That's great. And all those are signs and symbols that you're turning your awareness inside of your body, and as you do that, you naturally drift toward that state of calm and comfort. That's wonderful. And now I'm gonna, in a moment, not just yet, I'm gonna offer a suggestion. And if you want to, if you expect to, you can make it happen for yourself. The spirit of playfulness, of curiosity, allows it to take place. With your eyelids closed, they're some of the smallest muscles of your body. And when they get so relaxed, they feel like they just won't work. Like they're so comfortably closed down. They'll reach a point where they just won't open. And it's as if there was a door that the bolts were locked shut, or you took a laptop and just powered it down, closed it down, or you took your phone and hit the lock button. These small muscles of the body will reach a point where they feel like they just won't work. And in a moment, I'm going to count from 5 down to 0. As you hear each number, allow that sensation to grow even stronger, so that with each countdown, that sensation that your eyelids just won't open will grow stronger and stronger. Now at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0, locked comfortably closed. And you'll know for yourself where you'll reach the point that they just won't work. You could try to open them, you can try to test it, but you feel that they just won't work. That's great. And you can let that go, stop testing it now, and this wave of comfort goes down from your eyelids all the way down through your body. Like a wave of comfort from your head all the way down to your toes. All right. And now just shifting your awareness, feeling the sensations, the muscles around your eyes and your eyelids. Just noticing them, whatever sensations are there, that's just right for you. And turning the awareness inwards as you feel those sensations with each breath, going a little bit more deeply into calm and comfort and relaxation. Now through the jaw muscles, each breath, more and more relaxed. Muscles softening and loosening, releasing. And now awareness over the scalp, down into the neck and throat. Placing your awareness onto your shoulders. This part of our body where we hold so much of our stress, hold so much of our day. We shoulder our burdens. And these moments right now, you can just let those burdens down, let everything loosen and relax. Those shoulders drop away from your ears. And as you do that, the sensation of calm and comfort grows even stronger. And if you hear any outside sounds or noises, they don't disturb you. They just let you focus more intently on the sound of my voice as it guides you into this place within yourself, this healing place. That's great. And now awareness flowing down through the shoulders, the upper arms, the forearms, finally the hands. Place your awareness in your hands, feeling the sensations there. They're some of the most sensitive parts of your entire body. Easily, effortlessly placing your awareness there. And we're going to play with sensation now. Experiencing a power you may have not known you actually have, that you can control sensations to a degree much greater than you ever knew possible. So with awareness placed in your hands now, in your own voice to yourself, imagine, picture, pretend your hands growing heavier and heavier. Say in your own voice, heavier and heavier, heavier and heavier. Pretend like they are turning into stone and the weight of them is just twice as heavy, 10 times heavier, 100 times heavier. It's just so comfortably heavy. Heavier and heavier. In your own voice for yourself, growing heavier and heavier. Say to yourself, heavier and heavier. And now another sensation in your own voice, warmer and warmer. Your hands growing warmer and warmer. Imagining like there's a fireplace next to them, comfortably away from them. That warmth is just absorbing into the skin, into the muscles and tendons and tissues. Or as if there was the coils inside, the inductive coils, where as they add energy, they begin to glow red. In your own voice, saying warmer and warmer, warmer and warmer. And just noticing for yourself what has taken place, what has changed, what sensations do you feel? There's no right or wrong. Each time you go into these experiences, you gain more experience. It becomes easier and more natural. And now just allow that spotlight of awareness to flow from your hands up to your shoulders, now through your chest, feeling the breath in your upper back and in your lungs, effortlessly, easily. Each breath in allows an opportunity to go deeper and deeper. Each breath out is a releasing and a letting go. Your subconscious knows how to take you even deeper. The deeper you go, the better it feels. The better it feels, the deeper you go. Awareness flowing now down into the abdomen and the low back. Through the hips, the thighs, the lower legs, and finally the feet. Again, I'm going to count from 5 down to 0, and with each count, what would it be like for those sensations to grow even stronger? Can you get twice as relaxed with each number? So at 5, even deeper, even more relaxed. 4, 3, twice as relaxed. 2, 1, even more, twice as relaxed. And now 0 is deep sleep. This is the hypnotic sleep. It's not the sleep of the night. Every time I say those words, deep sleep, you can quickly, easily, effortlessly go to this level of depth or even deeper. Your body relaxes and your mind opens to positive ideas and suggestions. And now that your physical body has reached a deep level of calm and comfort, we're going to begin to relax the mind as well. I'll have you imagine, picture, pretend there's a staircase. You're standing on the top of the staircase looking down the steps. There's 10 steps. It's well lit. There's a sturdy handrail. If for any reason you're not comfortable with this idea of stairs, you can just imagine a straight path ahead of you. And I'm going to count in a moment, not just yet. From 10 down to 0. And with each step, just imagine physically taking each step. Open that part of yourself, that imaginative part of yourself, that childlike part of yourself. It doesn't have to be perfect. Take the first step down now at 10, 9. You can even feel your hands sliding down the rail. Hearing the creaking of the steps as your weight shifts at 8, 7, 6, 5. And as you go deeper and deeper, your mind opening to positive ideas and suggestions. 3, 2, 1, and 0. Deep sleep, drifting even deeper. Just let yourself go. And every time you go to this hypnotic place, every time you practice going into this meditative, hypnotic place, it gets easier and easier. The more you use these tools, the easier it gets. And the easier it gets, the less you intentionally need to use them. They just become part of your life. That's great. And I'll have you imagine, picture, pretend now a time in the future. Maybe it's a few days, weeks, months, maybe it's even years. But it's a time in the future where it's at the end of the night. You can just imagine resting your head on the pillow and just quickly sleep just drifts over your entire being, washes away every thought, every sensation, and experiencing the deepest, most relaxing sleep. You just notice your eyes open and it's morning. You feel refreshed, you feel wonderful, amazed how easily and effortlessly sleep washed over your entire being. And we're just going to run that picture, that video again sometime in the future. The moment your head touches that pillow, sleep washing effortlessly, easily over your being. Knowing that your body is perfectly healing, resting, and restoring. All your cells are repairing. Your mind is releasing all the events of the day, remembering all the important things, but letting everything else drift and fall away. And you open your eyes and you are shocked and amazed how perfectly you slept, how ready you are for the day ahead. We're going to do this one more time in the future, whenever it's right. Maybe a few days, maybe a few weeks, maybe a few months, maybe a few years, maybe just a few minutes from now. The moment your head rests on the pillow, take a few deep breaths, and sleep easily, effortlessly just washes over your being. A deep, restful night's sleep. And even if something were to disturb you in the middle of the night, it doesn't disturb you. You can always just take a few deep breaths, find comfort, find calm, bring your awareness back into your being. I'm sleeping deeply now. Sleeping deeply now. The morning time comes, you open your eyes, feeling that wonderful sensation of rest and rejuvenation. It's the right of all of us, of all beings. But it's a skill like just any other to let go and release. It's not something that has to be trained, but it is something that has to be reminded and sometimes worked on. So, in a moment, not just yet, I'm going to count from 0 up to 5. That will prompt you to exit this state, come back to normal waking consciousness. At 0, Zero always means deep sleep. Let yourself drift deeper for just a moment. As if there was just this perfect part of your mind and body that these thoughts and ideas, they settle there now. They take root there now. So as you lay your head down at night, you can practice any of those breathing techniques. Turn your awareness inwards and just let sleep wash over your whole being. Now at 1 is closing the doors to the subconscious mind, especially to any negative thoughts, ideas, and suggestions from yourself or anyone else in this world. And 2 is a cleansing, deep breath in and out. 3 is becoming aware of where you are in space, coming back into your body. 4 is preparation, getting ready, and 5 is eyes open, wide awake and alert. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, eyes open, wide awake and alert. So that was a brief hypnosis. I went a little bit over time. I want to be respectful of people's time. I had some technical difficulties, which I will work on for the next time. But yeah, just notice what has shifted, what has changed for yourself. An hour dedicated to just doing your best to take care of yourself, explore what it's like to be in your breath, in your body, in your mind, getting to that healing place, investing in yourself. I think of a bank account, right, where our energy is just spent all over the day. The moment we open our eyes is just spent responding and reacting to everything happening to us. This past hour, what we did, we reinvested. We made a deposit. And the more we do that, the more we are ready to face the world, face the challenges ahead of us. And I think of a battery as well, right? For your cell phone, for your computer. Instead of just letting it drift and drain, and instead of having the music playing and the camera on and the flash on and everything's draining. Right now we took some of those things, we shut them down, we closed them down. We put it in that airplane mode, plugged it in, we charged it, we reinvested in ourselves. So thank you so much. I'm honored that you checked it out, you spent your time with me, you made time for yourself. And I'm committed to doing this. I'm gonna say 2 Tuesdays a month to start, maybe every Tuesday. We'll see how it goes. But I'll stay posted. You can see me on YouTube at Hypnosis with JP. You can see me on Facebook at Hypnosis with JP. Instagram, same. TikTok, same thing. I post all the same stuff to all of them, so you're not missing out if you only see me on one of those things. But yeah, like, subscribe. If you have any comments, if you went through these experiences and you have any questions, write them out below. I'll respond to them. And yeah, thanks again. Have a good night.